Another kid kept stealing my daughter's Easter eggs, so I made sure he went home empty-handed. This happened a few years ago, but every Easter I think about it and still chuckle to myself. For some quick background, my daughter, Lily, was 6 at the time, and we were at our neighborhood's big annual Easter egg hunt. It's a huge event. Picture dozens of kids, baskets in hand, sprinting across the park trying to grab as many colorful plastic eggs as they can. Some eggs had candy, but a few had slips for bigger prizes like stuffed animals or little gift cards. You get the idea. Now, the event organizers were very clear: every kid should get a fair amount of eggs. They even had separate areas for age groups so that toddlers weren't getting trampled by older kids. The idea was to keep it fun for everyone. Enter Evan, not his real name, obviously, who looked about 9 or 10, way older than Lily's group. I noticed him right away because he was literally running through the field like a linebacker, snatching eggs out from under smaller kids, shoving them aside, and generally being a little terror. At first, I thought maybe he was just overexcited, but nope, he zeroed in on Lily. I watched this little gremlin rip an egg right out of her hand while she was about to put it in her basket. She looked so confused and hurt. I was fuming, but I figured, hey, maybe one of the event volunteers will step in. Spoiler, they didn't. Evan's parents. Oh, they were there. Sitting in folding chairs, sipping Starbucks, not paying a lick of attention. Classic. Lily kept trying to find more eggs, but every time she got close to one, Evan would sprint over and snatch it away. I saw other little kids crying too. It wasn't just Lily, this kid was ruining it for everyone. So, dad mode activated. The petty revenge plan. I saw a cluster of eggs off to one side, partly hidden under a bush. I also noticed that Evan hadn't spotted them yet. Perfect. I crouched down next to Lily and whispered, "Hey sweetie, wanna do something fun?" I led her, and a few of her friends who looked just as discouraged, over to the bush. Then, loudly enough for Evan to hear, I said, "Wow, I think there's a ton of eggs hidden way over there by the big tree. I bet there are special prize eggs too." Evan's little gremlin ears perked up like a dog hearing a treat bag open. Without even looking around, he took off sprinting toward the tree, which, I should note, was clear across the park. Meanwhile, Lily and her little group cleaned out the hidden eggs under the bush, and several others Evan had left behind during his mad dash. By the time Evan realized there was nothing by the tree, most of the eggs were long gone. He came sulking back with maybe 1 or 2 eggs in his basket. Karma. But wait, it gets better. At the end of the hunt, the organizers started announcing the winners of the special prizes hidden in certain eggs. Turns out, one of the eggs Lily found had a slip for the biggest prize, a giant Easter bunny plush and a $25 ice cream shop gift card. When Lily's name was called, she practically jumped out of her sneakers with excitement. Meanwhile, Evan and his parents looked like they had just sucked on a lemon. Did I feel bad? Not even a little. Maybe next year, Evan will learn not to be a greedy little jerk during a kid's event. Or at least, maybe his parents will actually, parent him. Until then, I'll just keep smiling every Easter, remembering how a little petty dad revenge made a kid's day, and made a brat learn a small lesson. TLDR. Kid kept stealing Easter eggs from my daughter and other little kids. I tricked him into running across the park with a fake, secret stash, while my daughter grabbed a bunch of hidden eggs, and she ended up winning the biggest prize. Sweet, sweet justice. Braggy dad always boasted his son was the fastest at the egg hunt, so we made sure he had nothing to find. Every year, our neighborhood throws this massive Easter egg hunt at the local park. It's supposed to be fun, casual, and cute, a way for the kids to dress up in pastel colors and scamper around while the adults sip coffee and awkwardly pretend to enjoy fruit salad. Except for Todd. Todd is that parent. You know the type. The kind who thinks everything their child does is Olympic level amazing. His son, Braden, yes, with a Y, is 7 going on NFL Combine. According to Todd, Braden is just naturally faster than other kids, more spatially aware, and strategically inclined. I'm not even kidding, those are actual phrases I've heard come out of this man's mouth while we're trying to hide plastic eggs filled with Tootsie Rolls. Last year, I brushed it off when he loudly counted how many eggs Braden found, 28. 28. That's almost double the average. I ignored it when he made a comment about some kids needing to train in the off-season, but this year? Oh no, this year, Todd brought a stopwatch. Let that sink in. A stopwatch. For a children's Easter egg hunt. Just to help Braden set a personal best, he said with a wink. I don't think I've ever rolled my eyes that hard. I wasn't the only one. During egg hiding duty, a few of us parents started quietly venting about Todd. A mom named Jamie joked, we should just put all the eggs on the opposite side of the park from wherever Braden starts. And that's when it hit us. What if we actually did that? Nothing illegal. Nothing mean. Just, some subtle coordination. A little cooperative navigation. So, when it came time to scatter the eggs, we got strategic. Jamie and I discreetly kept track of where Todd and Braden were standing, then motioned to the other parents, avoid that side. We funneled the good eggs, you know, the ones with jelly beans and tiny toys, away from that area. We didn't completely abandon that part of the field. We threw a few duds over there, empty ones, or the classic hard candies that nobody under 85 likes. The kind of eggs that say, congrats, you technically found something. The hunt begins. Braden takes off like a sprinter going for gold, stopwatch time ticking. Todd is yelling, let's go, Braden. Fast feet, quick eyes. Meanwhile, the rest of the kids are just, having fun. Laughing. Picking up eggs. Helping each other open them. It was downright wholesome. Cut to 10 minutes later, when the horn goes off to end the hunt. Parents gather around to help their kids count their eggs. Most of the kids are excited, proudly showing off their loot. My daughter had 16, including one with a tiny squishy toy she immediately named Eggy. Then we hear it. Wait, Braden only found 7. Cue silence. Todd looked confused. Like his brain couldn't process this information. He started asking if anyone saw kids taking Braden's eggs, or if the eggs weren't evenly distributed this year. No one said a word. Just sipped our lukewarm coffee and smiled. Braden didn't even care. He was happily eating a chocolate egg and chatting with the other kids. But Todd? Oh, he was fuming. Muttering to himself, packing up his fancy folding chair like it personally betrayed him. He didn't even stay for the group photo. Was it petty? Oh, definitely. Was it deserved? Also yes. And honestly? I've never seen the egg hunt run more smoothly. Might make it an annual tradition. TLDR, neighborhood dad kept bragging his kid was the fastest and best egg hunter. So a group of us parents planted all the good eggs away from where his kid started. He only found 7, and braggy dad left in stunned silence. Happy Easter. No basket for the basket thief, how I gifted a sticky-fingered parent the surprise they deserved. This happened last Easter, and with the next one just around the corner, I figured I'd share the story of how I got some sweet, sparkly revenge on a shady parent at my church's annual Easter event. So every year, our church puts on this really cute Easter celebration for the kids. Think egg hunts, petting zoos, face painting, the whole 9 yards. One of the highlights is that every kid gets a personalized basket, hand-decorated by their parents or guardians, and filled with candy, small toys, and other goodies. They all get lined up on a table in alphabetical order, and after the hunt, the kids come back, find their basket, and take it home. It's all done in good faith, and normally people are respectful about it. Last year, my wife and I really went all out. Our daughter was 5 at the time, super into sparkles, bunnies, and, unfortunately, Kinder eggs, which aren't cheap in bulk here in the US, but I digress. We bought a big woven basket, painted it lavender, added glitter bunny ears, a little tag with her name in vinyl letters, and stuffed it with her favorite snacks and a few small toys. It looked awesome. Pinterest level, if I may say so myself. Well, the event goes smoothly, and when we go to pick up our daughter's basket afterward, it's gone. We check the table. We check the ground. We check with the volunteers. Nothing. Then we see her, a mom I'll call Basket Bandit Barbara, walking out with a kid who's holding what is very clearly my daughter's basket. Name tag removed, sloppily, bunny ears still intact. My daughter immediately recognizes it and says, "Daddy, that's mine." I walk up, try to stay calm, and ask Barbara about it. She gives me this fake shocked face and says, "Oh no, it must have been a mix-up. The baskets all look so similar." Right. Her kid's basket was originally one of those flimsy $2 plastic buckets with a faded Paw Patrol sticker. Not even remotely close. The volunteers didn't want to make a scene, church folks, and I didn't want to ruin the event for my daughter, so we let it go. I told my daughter the Easter Bunny must have had a backup basket for extra good kids, and we made one together the next day. But I didn't forget. Fast forward to this year. Same event, same table setup, same group of families. I get an idea. I make 2 baskets. One is the real one, same as before, sweet, cute, custom-made for my daughter, packed with goodies and labeled with her full name. The other? Oh, the decoy. A work of art. I bought the shiniest, gaudiest, most glitter-covered basket I could find. I hot-glued LED fairy lights to it, added foam bunnies with googly eyes, and wrote my daughter's name on the front in enormous glitter glue letters that practically screamed, "Steal me." Then, I filled it with fake candy, foil-wrapped rocks, melted gummy worms reshaped into something vaguely edible, chocolate eggs stuffed with rubber spiders, and tucked a sealed envelope inside that read, "Nice try. Maybe teach your kid not to steal from 5-year-olds next time, smiley face. Love. A very petty parent." On Easter morning, I dropped off the decoy on the main basket table and handed the real one directly to the event coordinator to hold behind the scenes. Sure enough, after the egg hunt, I watched as Basket Bandit Barbara walked over to the table, glanced around, and, get this, pulled her kid away from their actual basket to snatch the glitter bomb monstrosity I planted. She didn't even try to hide it. Just peeled off the name tag like it was a clearance sticker and walked off like she'd won the candy lottery. I didn't see the fallout, but I did see her talking to one of the volunteers with a very confused and disgusted look on her face later. Her kid looked like he'd just bitten into betrayal. I walked by, nodded, and said, "Happy Easter." This year, I'm doing it again. But this time, the candy might just be Brussels sprouts dipped in chocolate. TLDR. Last year, another parent stole my daughter's carefully crafted Easter basket. So this year, I made a decoy basket loaded with fake candy and a salty note. Thief fell for it, and Easter justice was served.